Like and subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Let's get Notework. I think that's your name, Notework.
Nah, it's noteworthy.
Noteworthy. Okay, I didn't see the whole thing. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I just wanted to come on here and give you a shout out. I think it's really important what you're doing. You know, growing up in New York, there's always been like a big Caribbean presence, and I used to always hear a lot of negative comments from like my Caribbean friends. Maybe their parents would say, "Oh, Americans are stupid," or "Americans are this."
Yeah.
And I never really understood what they were saying. I kind of felt like they were talking about white people. But really, it was a lot of hatred towards Black Americans. And that's something that I couldn't understand because my parents were more Pan-African. Like, we're all just Black.
Right.
But as time went on, you know, even when I first started watching your documentaries, I had a perspective of global Blackness. But I'm starting to see that they don't view it like that.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I went over to the UK. I kept telling people I'm Black American, and they kept saying, "But where's your family from?" And I said, "How come y'all never do this with Jamaicans?"
Right.
Why do I always have to know something about a village in Africa? Like, I'm explaining to them. Now, transparency, I do have some Caribbean lineage, but my family over here, like, we didn't have like Caribbean dishes cooked in the house or listen to Caribbean music.
Yeah.
So the culture that I've connected with was always Black American, and I'd never heard any negativity from like any Caribbean family, so I really didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Until later on.
Yeah, man. Thank you, brother. It's real deep, man. See, in foundational Black American culture, we don't do that stuff. We don't be like, stay away from them Caribbeans or stay away from them Africans. That's not our culture. They do that all the time. I hear that all the time. Some of these African immigrants and Caribbean immigrants, their family sitting up here warning them about us. Like, we ain't doing shit to you. We're not doing anything to you. But that's a projection. A lot of that is projection. Because when we look at some of these cats coming over here, they come over bringing some of the scams they were doing over there, bringing them here. Our family, our FBA families, we don't sit around here denigrating people based on their ethnic group. We just don't do that. Like when I hear some of these guys call up talking about, yeah, I got jumped on because I was Haitian by a bunch of FBAs when I was a kid. That's all cap. That's a damn lie. You probably got jumped by some Jamaicans. We don't do that. That's not in our culture. That's not in our culture to sit up here and jump on somebody because of an ethnic difference. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. So they try to project a lot of weird stuff onto us. All right. Who's this? Coach Kiga. It's K Mac. What's up, Coach? What's going on, Coach? Hop in, Coach. Turn the microphone on.
Can you hear me? I'm here. Yeah. Appreciate you having me on, man. I never catch the live. I always catch the replays, but I do appreciate you. But I just wanted to say, like, it's weird that you got some people, like when Paul Wall went on a Breakfast Club, they know what FBA is. Then you say you got other people saying it's a group, it's all this other crazy shit, and we know it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the weird part. And then, like, your boy over here trying to double down on it. He taking shots at you on his IG. I saw that earlier. I just thought it's just real suspect about the dude. But I mean, we know what he is. Everything coming out.
Now, which guy are you talking about?
Oh, Fat Joe. He was taking shots at you on his IG.
Oh, what do you say?
Oh, well, no, he ain't say nothing. He posted Mr. Lizard Mouth. He posted something about FBA's being a hate group and all that,
Oh,
and he reposted that. So I thought that was just kind of. I'm like, all right, I mean, I guess he won it.
mm-hmm. He's still trying to double down. He didn't. It had already backfired on him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's a bad look for him. Fat Joe is looking real weird out here in these streets. And you know who else is co-signing Fat Joe? Little old Pete Rock. Pete Rock has been taking his shots. Pete Rock is trying to talk slick because Pete Rock is a Jamaican tether. So little old Pete Rock's ass, he's been trying to take shots. Pete Rock, you've been trying to get my attention. Pete Rock, you need to get some hits under your belt, Pete Rock. I have to go in a time machine and go back to 1996 to give a damn about you, brother. And Pete Rock and Common, they got a new album out. I think it got Grammy nominated. The album didn't sell worth a damn, but it got Grammy nominated. So the album didn't even chart in the US, but it got Grammy nominated. So, you know, I wish you the best. But yeah, Pete Rock, come on, man. Well, you been fell off. Come on, brother. Don't even try that. You dig? Let's get Davinsky. Is this Dr. Davinsky, the Australian white supremacist? Dr. Davinsky. What's up, Dr. Davinsky? Then we're gonna get African pride in here. Dr. Davinsky, what's happening?
Assalamu alaikum, brother Tariq.
What's going on, Mr. Davinsky? How you been, brother?
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a good one. It's going to be a beautiful white Christmas. Shout out to all the divestors leaving the black man for the white man. We're going to have the eggnog and we're going to wear sweaters. We'll take some family pictures with some pumpkins or whatever you guys
Yeah,
do.
all the
Um,
crooked wigs. Yeah, you take all of the crooked wigs off of us. Yeah, the women.
you're the foundational black authority. That's hilarious, Tariq. Have you had a chance to debate Fat Joe yet?
No. Fat Joe, man, his name is mud out here in these streets right now. Everything is kind of backfired on him, so he ain't looking too good in these streets. But what's happening with you, man? Where's your lady?
So, well, I mean, I don't know, man. It's like when I wanted to have like, I tried to get a pass for a couple threesomes a year, but she wasn't down with that. So right now we're on a temporary break. I'm going to the DR though. So after the new year, I'll be heading to the DR, and there's gonna have some fun down there. So, yeah.
All right, hey, man, it ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it. There it is. African pride, hop on.
Yo, Tariq,
What's going on, Mr. Pride?
not much. So, Tether is
Go ahead.
an immigrant who undermines FBA, right?
Yes, like yourself.
Nah, not really.
Yeah,
But
you're a tether.
so do you take back when you called Burna Boy a musty tether?
No, because he was kind of saying some little slick stuff like a tether.
He didn't say nothing crazy. I
Well,
mean,
no, he kind
he didn't.
of some little slick stuff about our culture as he cosplays as us. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of said some little slick stuff. And
He said he said that FBA's lack knowledge of self, something that black activists been echoing for years.
yeah, but
That's like not. It's not out of pocket.
but damn it, you can't sit up and talk about we lack knowledge yourself, and you up here trying to cosplay as us, sampling our music and trying to look like us. You're not looking like a Nigerian artist. You look like a foundational Black American. So don't sit here saying that. You sound like a
So that make him a musty tether.
yeah. That's musty tether talk. Now I don't know if he is a tether or not, but that's musty tether talk, and I like his music. I like some of his music. But you're not going to sit here and wag your finger talking about we don't have knowledge of self and all of that when you're sitting over there, the majority getting smacked around by the white minority and Asian minority over there. Come on now. Right?
Okay. Okay. How about this though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of gatekeeping, why not just get rid of black?
Get rid of black?
Yeah, get rid of it. Like locally and legally.
What sense does that make? What do you mean?
Like you know how the United States tried to call Asians yellow, like in the mid 20th century, and they just didn't participate in it, and it just went away.
Okay.
Kind of like the same thing, just stop, get rid of black, and you know what I mean, and just identify as a foundational Black American. That way you don't have to gatekeep anything.
That don't really make no sense. And we already identify as foundational Black Americans and not African Americans. And if you want to go there, talking about what the white man gave, the white woman gave your country the name Nigeria. Why don't you change your name of your country?
I'm not Nigerian, but
Right. Okay,
what does that got
but
to do with anything?
lineage is over there. You're continental African, and you're speaking of Boy and all of that. So you have somewhat of a camaraderie with other continental Africans. So why don't they change the name of the country over there? Huh?
I don't know, but you don't think that that's a good move to get rid of black?
No,
I mean,
no, and
everybody identifies as black. I mean, the immigrants who identify as black, as long as you identify as FBA, you won't be caught up in that group. Or
what do you identify as?
me, African.
I mean, but now Africa's pretty damn big. When you in Africa, you identify as African. What do you identify as over there?
Hey, I don't want to be me put in a box. I'm just African.
No,
You know what I mean?
y'all know because y'all got a gazillion tribes over there. So yeah, you're not even being honest about that. You don't have African pride. This is what I'm saying. Change your name from African pride because you're too ashamed to even say what you call yourself over there. You're being vague. You have no African pride. See, I got FBA pride. I ain't got.
No, I don't want to. I don't put myself in a box because
Okay,
I've gone through a lot of.
box your ass out of here. I don't want to hear all that shame tether talk. You can't even name what tribe you call yourself over there. You know you do. You don't call yourself African or African pride. You ain't got no damn pride. We got FBA pride. See, we stand on our lineage. We ain't got no problem. We'll tell you where our families are from. Alabama, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? We're foundational Black Americans. We ain't no shame in that. We stand on that. Yeah, miss me with all that nonsense, dude. Let me get our brother Eric Johnson in the building. Let's get EJ in here. What's up, brother EJ? Turn the mic on. Yes, sir. How are you, brother?
Tariq, you there?
Yes, can you hear me? Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
You can hear me, Tariq?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Wait a minute, y'all.
Oh, I can't. No.
Thumbs up if y'all.
Okay, let me have him come back up. I could hear him. I could hear him. I don't think he could hear. He couldn't hear me. All right. So I have him call back up. All right. Let's get Elevate in the building. Elevate. Elevate in the building. Elevate. What's up, brother?
How you doing, Mr. Nasheed?
I'm good. Elevate. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing well. Practicing some self-discipline, reading late, early in the
What
morning.
book now?
What'd you say?
What book you reading now?
The Way of the Superior Man. At this point,
Oh yeah, yeah. Good book. Very good book.
yeah, I got it from Nipsey. I heard y'all talking about him earlier. I just heard him talking about it on the podcast. I figured I'd pick it
Oh
up.
yeah. Oh yeah. What's on your mind, brother?
Man, I don't know. The world's kind of weird in my perspective right now. I mean, I'm 22, trying to figure it out. So I'm just attacking it without no guidance for real.
Yeah, man. You gonna be all right, man. You young, man. You got a lot of time to experience things and make some mistakes, learn from the mistakes. So yeah, you got time because you got youth on your side. You ain't got too many responsibilities. So this is the time to get out here and kind of explore and see what's out there and just experience life. It's very important to go out there getting experience and learning things and seeing the world when you're young. That's how you accumulate a lot of game. And people will look at that game, and that game turns into wisdom. You got to be worldly. You got to get out there traveling, guys. You got to get out there and hit the pavement. All my 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, get out there and explore the world. Get to traveling, get your passport, um, go around the country. Just go visit different cities first, then hit up different countries and just interact and vibe with people, man. That's why when y'all hear me talk to folks, I can listen to people and kind of tell where they're from damn near immediately. I can tell what part of the country they're from just from experience. I've been all over the place experiencing people and vibing and then going around the world and experiencing the world. But just here in the United States, man, just there's so many phenomenal brothers and sisters here on this soil. That's the thing, man. That's why we have to take pride in our own culture, because we talk to fellow foundational Black Americans, man, and we all have phenomenal, interesting stories if we just really sit down and network and chop it up with people, man. When I travel the country and I just run into random people, even when people come to our events and we just get to talking about their family, I learn phenomenal things about people's personal families that were historically pertinent. Like, I meet somebody from Mississippi, they're like, yeah, man, my granddad was the first Black man to become a lawyer in the whole state. And I'm like, oh shit. When I went to what was that? I was in Cincinnati. There was an area called Lincoln Park. I think that was the area. That's like a suburb of it. I think that's the name of it, which was a prosperous all Black area at one point that they were telling me about when I was there. Just little stuff like that, man. I learned so many phenomenal trivia tidbits just from talking to everyday average people, man. You think that they're average, you don't know what their background is. Like like a few months ago, I was talking about, there's a Black man from Kentucky who was a very wealthy potato farmer. He was the king of potatoes. He got out of slavery and became very wealthy, being the biggest potato grower in the United States. A lot of folks don't even know about him, but I was talking about him and one of his descendants called up. You're like, damn, you mentioned one of my relatives and I heard the name in the family, but when you mentioned that, that made me ask the family some more questions. And yeah, that's one of my people. Man, y'all don't understand. Y'all got some, your FBAs, y'all probably got some phenomenal ass people in your family tree that y'all don't even discuss no more. Because we're progressive people. We're always looking forward. We're always looking for change and growth and doing new stuff. But man, really dig into your family. Dig in and look at their background and see what's popping with them. I remember LL Cool J, they did like some ancestry thing on him. And he found out like his biological grandfather that he never knew. He never met his biological grandfather. He died, but his biological grandfather was a boxer. He was like real big on boxing, and LL was like, shit, that's why I've been a boxing fan all my life. On my albums, I was boxing. In my videos, I was boxing. And so that's where I got that from. Yeah. I was talking to my dad. I was down in Texas at my brother and sister's house, and my dad was down there. And just, some of my dad's people from Selma, and he was just telling me just off the cuff, like, yeah, when they were doing the march and the stuff at the Edmund Pettus Bridge, yeah, they were at my sister's house. They had to go regroup and set up 10 cities at my sister's house down in Selma. I'm like, damn, okay, shit. How come y'all never told me that? So yeah, they were down there at one of my aunt's houses in Selma, helping to organize the Selma March down there, the March on Selma. So yeah, my family was involved in that, and I didn't even know it. We got an amazing history, man. We start digging into our history, talking to family members. Yeah. You never know what's up. What's up, Tal? Go to bed, buddy. Go to bed. My son is up, walking in here like a little bitty cat burglar.
In the heart of nature, we find our true strength, a connection to our roots, to the land, to each other. Introducing Rootwork deodorant, infused with the potent power of High John the Conqueror root. Embrace the natural strength and resilience passed down through generations. Feel the purity of natural ingredients, harmonizing with your body and spirit. Rootwork Deodorant, bringing you in tune with nature and with yourself. Rootwork Deodorant. Connect, empower, thrive. Available now at rootworkstyle.com.
Let's get Badmon.
Tariq, what's going on?
What's up, Badmon? How are you?
Well, how are you doing?
I'm chilling like a villain. What's on your mind?
Yeah, so I've been following you for a bit, and I'm curious, bro. Like this whole FBA thing. What is it all about?
Okay, well, when you ask that question, that means you are not FBA. So where's your family from, first of all? Where's your people from?
They're from the Caribbeans. I'm from Brooklyn,
Okay. The Jamaica or Haiti?
Jamaican, and Trinity.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, you know what it is. You know, foundational Black American. We are not immigrants. That's what a foundational Black American is. That's a Black person who is a non-immigrant and who has a non-immigrant background or has family members who are non-immigrants. It's that simple. And you know that. You know what a foundational Black American is, Batman.
Yeah, so honestly, I literally just found out about FBAs about maybe 2 months ago.
Okay.
And that was because I was being insulted by an FBA for like no reason. I went into a room and it was just like, why are Caribbeans disgusting and nasty? Yeah.
Mm,
So my question is,
but
go ahead.
that
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
good. Yeah, that wasn't nice, but go ahead.
So Tariq, um, I what you're doing is pretty dope. You know, bringing black people together, fighting for reparations and all of that. I look at it as a like a modern day Malcolm X. You know,
Right.
that's what I look at you like. You know, something
Yeah,
similar. I'm not gonna put you on that type of caliber, but you know, I feel like you're like on that level because you gathered a lot of black people together and start a powerful movement. And this FBA
right.
thing is super powerful right now. I even I
Yes,
looked
it
it up
is.
on ChatGPT, and you're the head and founder of it.
Well, I just came up with the name and with the help of Dr. Claude Anderson, but I'm not really the founder of a lineage because when you talk about FBA, all I'm doing is talking about our lineage. So yeah, I'm not the head of anything. I'm just a regular foundational Black American like all these other brothers and sisters. But I understand, what some of the AI prompts will say. So
So my thing is, Mr. Tariq, is that what you're doing? Like I said, I respect it, but then again, it's sort of like you're segregating other. You call us tethers.
no, I don't. No, no, stop, 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 stop. No, no, no. No, you're not a tether because you're an immigrant. No, no, no. You- Because you're an immigrant. The tether is somebody who's doing something. A tether is a name that we put on things that's action based. That's a person who's trying to undermine us in some way. Somebody who's trying to undermine, denigrate, or sabotage us. That's tether. But you just being a non FBA, you're not a tether because of that. But go ahead.
All right, yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up. You know, because it's a lot of FBAs out here calling me a tether because I come from a Caribbean background and I'm first generation American.
Are they calling you a tether because of that, or are you saying some shit in these rooms that's making folks say, "Hey, wait a minute"? Are you doing something that's funny style that people will take a certain way? Let's be honest.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's been a lot of I'm not in the rooms, but there's a lot of confliction between me and a bunch of FBAs, and that's mainly because a lot of foundational Black Americans they believe that you know they're indigenous Black people. Now I'm not knocking that. I'm not saying that a lot of Black people, Black Americans, are not indigenous to America, but at the same time, you have to respect your roots, and your roots, for the most part, came from Africa, right?
Everybody's roots came from
True.
Africa,
Everybody roots came from Africa. I mean, if you want to go back to Pangea, but we're talking about slavery days, right? The that triangle trade from the Caribbeans to America, right?
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Only about 5 or 6% or even less that came to North America. Most of the people who were brought from Africa went either to the Caribbean or South America. Only a very small percentage of Africans were brought to the continental United States. There were a lot of black aboriginals here, and we were mixed in with some of the African brothers and sisters. So we do have African DNA and lineage, but we also had what's called an ethnogenesis. We became a whole new ethnic group based on the circumstances, geography, and by virtue of us having to create a whole different culture. Like you and your family, you don't call yourself African Jamaican. You are Jamaican. You guys had an ethnogenesis in Jamaica. So your culture is different from the culture in Africa. The way you guys prepare your food, the way you dance, the slang, the accent that you have, it's a little different. There's still remnants of some Africanness there, but generally the Jamaicans, y'all got your own culture. You got a Jamaican culture, the food, things like that, the certain dances, reggae, things like that, which is good. That's not a problem. We too have the same thing. We had an ethnogenesis. We became foundational Black Americans. We're a different ethnic group. Our food is different. Our slang is different. Our culture is different. Our inventions are different. And that's okay. We're not generic Africans, which people got this thing where they try to make us some generic Africans. Y'all from somewhere in Africa. Well, everybody's from somewhere in Africa at one point, but we are a unique ethnic group, and that's okay. Just because we're acknowledging our unique lineage, that doesn't mean that we're denigrating other people. We're just not. People just have to respect that we are a unique ethnic group. That makes sense?
No, it make a lot of sense. I'm not gonna lie, it would make sense for you to clear it up, Tariq, um,
Right.
because other people they haven't really, the other FBAs I spoke to or chat with, they haven't really broke it down like that. Um,
Yeah, but sometimes y'all go in these rooms, and if you're hostile, people are going to take your head off. And look, there's 43 million foundational Black Americans. So everybody, people have different dispositions. People have different, they just have different ways of doing things. But hell, it's 43 million people. So people are going to do things the way they do things.
no, and like I said, I completely respect it. But my only main issue is the conflict that is causing between like Caribbeans and Africans in America. And you know that it is causing, and I've watched your page as well. Like you, you would come at a few Africans and Caribbeans as well. Um, so it
But y'all don't know that the conflict ain't because of foundational Black Americans. See, that's the thing. See, that's the game that people like to play. The conflict ain't from us. We're getting some straightening. We're straightening things out. The conflict has always come from the non FBA people, and the conflict is one-sided. We've been the ones helping you. Nobody has helped us. We've not received any help from any non-FBA people. And not only that, the conflict comes from people coming over here, and we elevate them and we bring them in our circles, and they secretly work against us. And that's a problem. We have Caribbeans and Africans who come over here, and we're on some, hey, brother, kumbaya, we all the same. And then y'all get over here, y'all start forming your little enclaves where you bring your folks in. Y'all get little job positions where you bring only your fellow Caribbeans in or your fellow Africans in. Y'all get in these political positions, then you start doing little things for your fellow Caribbeans. And then when we say, as foundational Black Americans, hey, we kind of need something over here, they have these non FBA people who are gatekeeping resources we're supposed to get. And now we start getting the Obamas, who's non FBA, the Kamalas, who's non FBA, whole bunch of people on the Congressional Black Caucus who's not FBA, who will sit up here and do things for their fellow immigrants. And then when we say, hey, where's the stuff for us? We get a bunch of damn splaining. That's where the problem has been for the last 30, 40 years now. So it ain't us. We should have been getting this stuff straight a long time ago, and we're getting it straight now. We're not letting people come over here who's not from our lineage and misrepresent us. Those days are over. So if they think it's a conflict, you damn right it's a conflict. We should have been conflicting against that a long time ago. It's called straightening, and we should have been getting some straightening going on. Because if we went to Jamaica doing the stuff that some of these folks do to us, they would have been stoned in Jamaica. Y'all don't play like that. I've been all over Jamaica. Love Jamaica. Jamaicans don't fuck around like that. You better go to Jamaica and show all of the respect you're supposed to show to Jamaicans. You're not supposed to go over there getting into their political politics and trying to undermine them. They will not like it. We don't like it over here. So we're talking about respect and giving props to our lineage and not interfering with our political societies where we're trying to get things done and completed for foundational Black Americans. So it's all about respect. That makes sense.
No, yeah, Tariq, I completely get what you're saying. And I see why you guys are trying to delineate. Um, so going on what you said about the whole like conflict, right? Or and well, excuse me, I mentioned conflict. So there's
Right,
conflict. So I'm Jamaican and I'm Trinidadian. So even
right.
within the Caribbean community, right, there's conflict between Jamaican and Trini. I mean, you don't know that because it's irrelevant to you. Yeah.
I've heard,
Even
but go
even
ahead.
with Jamaicans and Haitians, there's conflicts within the Black community. So here's a bigger question for you, Mr. Tariq. Will there be some type of unity between FBAs, Caribbeans, and Africans? You know what I'm saying? Because
The
what's going?
okay,
Sorry, what?
okay. Let me answer that. Let me answer that. The problem is, ain't no unity in the Caribbean and ain't no unity in Africa, and y'all. That's the problem right there. And y'all come over here with that same disunity. And we the only ones on some, hey, we all brothers, let's all hold hands together. And we're getting shot in the back by doing that. And we're saying, hey, man, we don't need none of this off code nonsense going on. Y'all bringing this off code tribalistic mindset from the Caribbean and from Africa that y'all use to undermine each other there. That's why ain't nobody building nothing because everybody's trying to cut each other's throat. And then y'all want to bring that to us. And we're saying that's not going to work because if we are sitting up here down bad and being undermined, Black people in general are going to be down bad because we're the only ones at the vanguard of stepping to white supremacists to make sure that Black people get something. We are the only ones doing that. So we cannot be undermined because the whole future of the Black race globally lies in the hands of foundational Black Americans. We are literally the gatekeepers for Blackness worldwide. So we really have to stand on business. And I'm glad that we are delineating to let folks know all of the riders who are non FBA, if you cool, you stay there and be cool. But the tether class who likes to come and undermine people, we're getting them out the damn paint. And that's what it is. All right, but Badman, thank you so much for the call, man. I really
Wait,
appreciate it,
Mr.
brother.
Tariq, one last thing, bro. I'm sorry. One last thing.
Go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
I understood what you just said right there as well. Um, but you do know the real enemy is the flower folks, right? Like, and you said that just now that the Caribbeans and the Africans we can't get it together, right? But why you think we
Mm-hmm.
can't get it together, bro? We're being colonized still. We're being manipulated by these people, by the devils. So with FBA's, what you guys are doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not fighting the real war because, well, some of you are not fighting that real war. The real war is between the Kamala, who's doing demonic shit. You know, the politician, because FBA's is not in politicians. You know, FBA's is not, owning land. We're still excuse me, FBA's are still the minority in America. So you guys are warring with other melanated people from foreign lands instead of like fighting the real issue. You know what I'm saying? And the real issue is getting people, Black people, you know, on financial literacy. That's one. Two, that degenerate ass fucking music from your girl Sexy Red. That's killing the black community right there. And black on black crime. Yes, cops are killing black people, but there is definitely a lot of black on black crime, especially in Chicago. And I'm from Brooklyn, Flatbush, and there's mad black crimes out here too.
Hold on. Now you can't sit and say "Sexy Red" and talk about her music and the degeneracy. We do have one of
Go ahead, go ahead,
come on,
go ahead, go
bro.
ahead.
Your girl Minaj, Nicki, she ain't no better. Nicki no better. She's from your culture. I mean, Jamaican coach, come on, dude. I didn't been to Jamaica, brother. You talking about degenerate music, all that jumping and grinding on each other and jumping off and hunching. Then the damn Caribbean Day Parade, y'all running around with your ashy asses out and titties
You
out.
see what I'm saying? How you insulting us? You had to put the adjective ashy ass, right?
Oh, but
You see that? I didn't insult you.
yeah, y'all ashy, running around Brooklyn ashy with feathers on, running around at the Caribbean Day Parade. Come on now, y'all. Come on now. Let's not point the finger. There's some of that degeneracy that comes from the Caribbean. All that twerking with Luke and all that came from the
The twerking,
Caribbean.
the
All that
twerking.
all
Nah,
that all
we,
that
we,
twerking.
we Caribbean
Yes,
don't twerk. We whine. We whine. There's a difference between
man.
twerking and whining.
Whining, twerking is just fast whining. All that stuff came in with Luke and those guys. And he's Caribbean too. He's your fellow Caribbean. And he even brags about that stuff. So yeah, we gotta this is what we're talking about. You want to talk about where some of the degenerate culture comes from? A lot of that's coming from the Caribbean and Africa. When we look at love and hip hop, those are Caribbean producers who put that stuff together. The Mona Scott Youngs and all of them, those are non-FBA people. See, this is why delineation is very important because people start bringing some of this stuff from their culture and throw it on to us, and it's looking funny style. You know, there was a tweet earlier of this black woman who was bragging about getting an abortion. She was up in an abortion clinic twerking, and they were trying to put black culture, black culture. Now this chick is a damn Haitian. It's a Haitian chick. I forgot her name. She's a real dark skinned chick. She's Haitian, and I think they say she does porn. So I don't know. But she's definitely a non-FBA chick. So again, these folks come over here and do real ratchet, degenerate stuff, and then it gets thrown onto us, and we're saying, no, we don't want that stuff thrown onto us because what happens is we get all of the negative connotations, and it's other people doing this stuff. My guy just texted me saying that Sexy Red's manager is Haitian. Yeah? Let me get my brother EJ in the building. Let's get EJ in the house. EJ, what's up, EJ? I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I ain't like that shit that last Jamaican Patty E nigga was talking about, cause he was doing good and y'all was having a constructive conversation, and then he just tilted his head to the side and a coconut fell on the top of his head, and he just started coming with the hatred and the vitriol. See, that's why I don't like about certain people coming from different environments, and I don't have no problem from where other people come from, because black people that's on code or from different parts of the world. And it just goes to show you that when you be talking to some of these people, yeah, they talk good from time to time, but that tether mentality, it just come out like flies out of their mouth. And this just goes to show you that certain people like that, when you have like constructive conversations with them, the tether and some of the hatred just come out. You don't really hear them talking about these Chinese people in their homelands beating their asses with bamboo sticks, or you got different people from different cultures speaking their language, speaking their lingo, and most of the time doing better music than them. So it was just very disingenuous for that screw face Negro to come up here just to be talking stupid like that. We can have constructive conversations, when it comes to different cultures, but just don't bring your ass in this space, being disingenuous when your homeland is being controlled by Asians and other people. And the British still control y'all, and y'all niggas is still crying over the queen dying. And she been eating maggots over the past year and change. But thank you, brother Tariq, for letting me come on. Peace out, brother.
Thank you, brother. Let's get T Roy in the building. T
Yo, peace
Roy.
and blessings, Tariq. Thank you for having me up. Peace and blessings to the chat. Yeah, I just wanted to just one thing on the the whole soul food thing, because during the World War, we even taught Koreans, South Koreans specifically, how to make chicken, and now that's the most popular dish in Korea today. And to yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
to touch on the the whole Caribbean thing I just touched on, man. Yeah, with that twerking, that fast wine and shit. I've never. That's something recently, in Black American culture. Cause I just asked not too long ago. Can anybody pull a video up of Black Americans, Black American women twerking before the 1990s? And like, there's no video that people can pull up. So that's the degenerate culture that the Caribbeans bring over here to the Americas. But I just land here.
Yep. Thank you so much. Yeah, look at all episodes of Soul Train. The women, they were sexy, but they weren't dancing stank. They weren't twerking. Go look at Soul Train in the 80s. They weren't twerking. They do a little booty shake here and there, but they would be sexy, but it would be fly. They would be real fly with it. That twerking stuff, that was with Luke. Luke brought all that stuff over here. Yeah. That's where that started in Miami. All that twerking stuff started in Miami. Yeah. Where all that, people booty popping and coochie popping in the streets like they do in Carnival. In the Caribbean Day Parade, everybody put them feathers on and run out there and start putting on thongs, shaking ass in the streets. That's come on now. That's their culture. All right. Let's get what was this? Let's get One Love. One Love Black. I think that's your name. One Love Black. What's up, One Love?
Oh my goodness.
When I meet
Hi, how are you? I didn't even know I had pressed the
you.
button. Normally I'm just in the bottom listening. Hi, how are
Oh, you
you?
got on. How you, One
I'm
Love?
doing well. How are you doing, Tariq? Hi, shout out to the family, to the descendant community. I was really upset listening to that dude. I honestly, I can't stand it when people do like revisionist history and then try to bring up Pangea. And then, Nicki Minaj and Drake literally proved that the moment they disagree with something that Black Americans say or do, they revert to calling us out our names, treating us as if we don't exist or our history and presence in culture doesn't even matter. So to hear him try to put solely the information of or the unity piece on the backs of us, for everybody else, other melanated groups, that's crazy.
Right, right.
So crazy. And it's wild that they have this cognitive dissonance that they practice even amongst themselves. Their comprehension is so different. The way they speak, how they address us, is so different.
Right, right. And it's a bunch of gaslighting too. And thank you, beloved. It's a lot of gaslighting. They do all this stuff, and then when we check them on it, then they want to act like victims. Oh, you FBA niggas are so divisive. You are divisive. And you guys are the main ones separating yourself. You come over here grabbing all the resources you can that's meant for us, and then separating yourself. If you get anything, you make sure we don't even come close to touching it. The minute a Caribbean comes over here, if they get over here, if they get something, boy, they go out of their way to make sure we don't even touch it. If they get any kind of praise and accolades as an individual, they make sure that we don't get to enjoy that win. They make sure to let folks know it's a Caribbean win. Just like when Cheryl Lee Ralph kept winning like her little Emmy Awards and all that, and she's been around for years, but now that she's winning some Emmy Awards and all that, all of a sudden she's Caribbean, Jamaican. Just you've been hearing about how Jamaican this woman was. And Shirley Ralph has been around since the 70s. That woman was on episodes of Good Times and shit. She's been around forever. Now that she's winning awards, she's Caribbean, Jamaican.